Okay, so the next video is about subgame perfect Nash equilibrium. Now, what is SPNE or subgame perfect Nash equilibrium? It is basically a type of Nash equilibrium, as it says in the name. It is used in sequential games. Okay, sequential games. If you don't know what it is played in stages or turns. For example, I'm gonna make a move, and then the person in front is gonna make a move based on the move that I made. Okay, so that is called a sequential game. So that is what it is used in. It is a type of Nash equilibrium used in sequential games. Then it checks that every move in the game is the best possible move and not just the final result. ठीक है, तो जो हम move ले रहे हैं, it has to be the best possible move. ठीक है, the strategies chosen must be rational and optimal at every point. So basically जो strategy होनी चाहिए वो rational होनी चाहिए, optimal. Three things that you have to remember is that every move that is made, it should be the best possible move. The strategy chosen must be rational and it should be optimal. ठीक है, now what is the meaning of the word subgame? ठीक है, subgame means क्या? Subgame is a smaller part of the big game. ठीक है, sub is basically it means like जैसे sub बोलते हैं तो it means that it is under something, right? In a hierarchy it is under something. So that is also what subgame means here. Subgame is smaller part of a larger game. It starts at a certain decision point and it includes everything that can happen after that point. एक कोई भी point in the game पे वो sub game start करेगा and it will include everything जो उसके बाद हो रहा है. At each stage, हर एक stage पे जब एक कोई decision लेता है तो उसको वो एक खुद अपने में एक सब गेम बन जाएगा. ठीक है, so at every point where somebody is making a decision, it turns into its own sub game, which is part of the previous sub game. ठीक है, and so on, and all of it becomes a part of one final big game. So how is it related to sequential games? So it is related to sequential games where like since what happens in sequential games like we discussed is that players can see earlier actions. ठीक है, so we must ensure that जो response हम देने वाले हैं it should be always logical and beneficial. So SPNE, that is sequential subgame perfect Nash equilibrium, it guarantees that we do come up with that logical, beneficial and rational behavior at every stage. Okay, so how do we do this? Okay, how do we do this? Before coming to that, you'll understand ki how it differs from a normal Nash equilibrium. Is that जो normal Nash equilibrium में क्या होता है कि normal Nash equilibrium में uh, वी ओनली इंश्योर कि जो स्ट्रैटेजी है वो बेस्ट है ओवरऑल. ठीक है, आफ्टर एवरीथिंग इज प्लेड, सब गेम पूरा गेम खत्म होने के बाद हम इंश्योर करते हैं कि जो स्ट्रैटेजी होगी वो बेस्ट कौन सी स्ट्रैटेजी होगी वो डिसाइड होता है नैश इक्विलिब्रियम में. बट एसपीएनई में क्या होता है कि स्ट्रैटेजी चूज की जाती है. अ बेस्ट स्ट्रैटेजी इज चोजन इन एवरी सब गेम. ठीक है, हर सब गेम में इवन इफ द गेम रीचेस एन अनएक्सपेक्टेड पॉइंट, ठीक है, फिर भी हम एक SPNE निकालते हैं. दिस रिमूव्स डिसीजंस दैट प्लेयर्स विल ट्रूली नेवर कैरी आउट. मतलब अनरियलिस्टिक मूव्स को का पॉसिबिलिटी ये निकाल देगा पूरी तरह. ठीक है, तो हाउ डू वी डू दिस यूजिंग बैकवर्ड इंडक्शन. ठीक है, बैकवर्ड इंडक्शन. So basically we find SPNE using backward induction. ठीक है, we start from the last decision in the game. If you know what backward induction means, it means that that the starting point of our analysis will be the end, the last step. ठीक है, so similarly just like that we will start from the last decision in the game. We will choose the best move for that player. ठीक है, for whatever player we are removing SPNE, we will choose the best decision in that last game for that player, and then we will move backwards. That is basically that we will move upwards. Like for example यहाँ पे tree use हो रहा है तो हम लोग upwards choose, like we will move upwards to in that tree for that player, and at each step we will choose so that each player. ठीक है, जो भी प्लेयर का वो रहेगा मतलब सब गेम रहेगा, we will choose the best outcome for them. ठीक है, now over here considering that we know इसके बाद क्या होने वाला है. Okay, so basically all decisions end up being credible and they also make sense. Okay, so we will for a more theoretical example we have sequential market entry. ठीक है, a game जहाँ पे द एक फर्म है it will decide whether to enter a new market or not. The second firm reacts only if the first firm enters. तो अगर पहले वाले ने डिसीजन लिया तो ही सेकंड फर्म रिएक्ट करेगा अकॉर्डिंग टू दैट कि हमें भी एंटर करना चाहिए या नहीं एंटर करना चाहिए. बाई वर्किंग बैकवर्ड्स क्या करेगा सेकंड फर्म विल नॉट चूज अ कॉस्टली रिएक्शन. मतलब जो उसको पड़ेगा वो चूज करेगा. ठीक है, इट्स नॉट गोना गो फॉर समथिंग दैट इज ओवरली प्राइस्ड और लाइक औकात के बाहर हो उसके, राइट. एंड द सेकंड थिंग इज कि बाय वर्किंग बैकवर्ड्स एक और बेनिफिट होगा कि द फर्स्ट फर्म नोज दिस एंड विल चूज टू एंटर. ठीक है, सो इट विल लाइक be more understandable when you do it through a tree. But over here you can simply write ki the firm B will prefer to accommodate because fighting is costly. ठीक है, for it to also enter the market it is costly. So firm A को पता है कि firm B will not enter. ठीक है, firm B will not enter क्योंकि उसको महंगा पड़ने वाला है, तो firm A will enter the market. Okay, this pair of strategies, A enters and B does not enter. B accommodates. The word of not entering is accommodate, मतलब to adjust. ठीक है, is the SPNE because both are optimal at every subgame. For everything B के लिए ठीक होगा कि वो नहीं एंटर करे and A के लिए in accordance कि B एंटर नहीं कर रहा है A के लिए better होगा कि वो एंटर करे. Another thing that SPNE does is that it focuses on credible strategies only. ठीक है, so it will eliminate non-credible threats. What does a non-credible threat mean? It means that moves that a rational player will never carry out. ठीक है, now what does that mean? It means that strategies that will never actually be followed. For example, over here B needs to accommodate. So for B to enter the market, it is risky. ठीक है, तो हम लोग वो जो decision है वो ही eliminate कर देते हैं. ठीक है, so it becomes a credible threat, right? It becomes a non-credible threat. For B to enter the market, it becomes a non-credible threat, so we will eliminate it. A rational player would never actually carry out. ठीक है, या इधर लिखा भी है if a firm B threatened to fight regardless of cost, that would be credible threat and it is not a part of SPNE. Okay, now how is it represented? Now they are represented in extensive form games. ठीक है, now what is an extensive form game? Extensive form basically means a game tree. ठीक है, like a normal ग्राफ बनाते हैं जैसे हम लोग like that. ठीक है, that is exactly how it looks. It is like a game tree where each node shows that a decision that a player has made. ठीक है, and then every decision point, वही decision point is checked through backward induction to confirm the best move. Okay, what this helps us with is to trace the equilibrium path and the logical direction of the play. Okay, now what is its importance in economics and strategy? Now, its importance is basically it is useful because many real life decisions that happen step by step or observed by others. Okay, it helps us analyze situations in business competitions, in bargaining and negotiations, in market entry decisions, and political strategies. Even if you write two of these, that's enough. Okay, so it is providing us a realistic view of how smart players can act when timing and reaction matters. Okay, it provides a realistic view of how smart players act, rational players act when timing and reactions matter.